Hello and welcome to another episode of Cyber Potato, where I'll be teaching you about web development. So today we need to talk about exchanging informations in the web development. Particularly, we will talk about the format that is used to exchange and save and transform data. And historically speaking, the most popular format that there was XML. As you can tell, the ending of that name, ML, resembles the HTML because XML is also a markup language, a tag language. So here we have good old HTML that we already know, that we have and we have some tags with some children or content inside of them and some attributes. And people thought that, well, HTML is so good and so popular to describing the documents, why not use it to also exchange data and send it over the wire? And they thought of XML document. Okay, and as you can see, this format also has opening and ending tag. It also has some tags that are describing the content. For example, here we have a list of CDs. Here's one CD and another one, and so on and so forth. And each and single CD has some values in it. Tags like title, artist, country, etc. And also those tags can have attributes. Okay, let me check. Yeah, as you can see here, it resembles the HTML. I don't see any attributes here, but that's not a problem. But this format isn't used so widely nowadays. Why is that? Well, most of the data that we get from the internet now, building modern web applications, comes straight to your JavaScript. And in your code, you filter it, you transform it, you manipulate this data. And because it's easy to manipulate objects in JavaScript, the data that is sent to us should somehow cooperate with it. And to ease that process, the fantastic people from the internet thought of JavaScript object notation, so-called JSON. And that's not this JSON and not this JSON that you have in mind. We're talking about structure looking just like JavaScript object. So JavaScript JSON, is rather easy to understand. Why is that? Because it has really simple building blocks, and they all are pretty much the same like the ones in JavaScript. So let's follow the parentheses. Okay, we have square parentheses here, meaning that this is an array. Then we have curly braces, meaning that this is an object. And then we have standard key value notation describing given object. Okay, so we have the name. All keys are strings, and values are strings or numbers, or arrays or another objects or Boolean values. Okay, and also just like XML, like HTML, it has a tree structure, so we can nest objects inside of them. Okay, as you can see, we have an object here, and this object, one of its keys, particularly the value of that key of powers, is another array. Okay, so we can nest this. And here's another object. They don't have to be the same, meaning the interface, the keys in the objects can differ, because of course it's JavaScript, but it's good to actually send the same objects in an array. It's really easier to transform that data. Okay. What about accessing those? As you can imagine, because it's JavaScript already, you don't have to transform it anyhow to get the access to keys or values. You can use one of two notations. If you have something from JSON or JSON itself, you can access via dot and then writing down the name of the key, or by using square brackets and then specifying a string name of that key. Also, if we combine moving through the objects and arrays, we specify the index from an array using numbers starting with index 0, of course. I will try to remember to link that article in the description. Okay, so let's take a look at two things. First, I said that the JSON is used to exchange data in the web, and here I have application that is fetching some information about a dog from internet. I can go to my developer tools, inspect, or press F12. Okay, we can choose the network tab and then just filter using the XHR and fetch requests. And if I change the dog to something nice, Siberian Husky, let's do this. Okay, I can see request being performed, and if I go to preview, I can actually see the data that is being sent back to me. Okay, and this data is an array with one entry on index 0, and this entry is an object with 3 keys: breeds, which is also an array with one entry, which is an object, ID, and URL, and these are strings. Particularly, this is the URL for the image that I'm showing here. Okay, and then we have entry about breed, and it has, as you can see, some numbers regarding the ID, informations about weight, height, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is your standard JSON combination of arrays, objects, and entries for those objects, describing some kind of data. In this example, we're describing a dog, and we have stuff like name, which is Siberian Husky, lifespan, bred for sled pulling, temperament, gentle and friendly. That's nice. it's a good doggo. Okay, but what is actually more interesting is how I can create JSON of my own to use in my application. Okay, so that's not that. That's that. Okay, so I have, let me just close. Oh, okay. I'm building application about VHS store, and I would like to show some data regarding the movies on the tapes. So, sorry, I created a variable in VHS.js file. Please do mind that this is .js, not .json file, because I can also create something like JSON file. Okay, this is JS just to ease off some problem in the start. Okay, and I created an array of objects. Okay, just collapse all. Okay, so here we have start of the array, end of the array, and each entry in the array is an object. And this object has some stuff like ID, a link to international movie database, a title, the name of the cover image, the year of production, director, cast, which is an array of strings, and some description. Okay, but just for fun, let's create another one. Let me think about something that we can use. For example, okay, board games week. Okay. Whoa, that was strange. Let me find some good game. I don't know. Trains. I like trains. Okay. Planes and trains. Can do. Okay. And for example, I would like to create a JSON with, for example, 3 entries about board games. So I would go to my editor. I would create a file somewhere. I'm gonna do it in assets folder of my project, and I'm gonna say board games.js. I'm gonna call it board games. All right. And I will start with entry. I will start my entries with ID of 1. It's always good to have 1. I will have a title, and this is title is trains. What else can I? We're writing it by hand, but maybe someday I will show you the technique called web scraping, where you can automatically fetch the data from the site and save it to, for example, database. Okay, let's do players number 2, 4. Okay. What else? Age. It's nice. Age is 12, just minimal age, I assume. Playtime. It's 45. Yeah, let's say playtime in minutes. Okay, that's more descriptive. Let's say designer. It's this handsome guy right here. Okay, oops, that should be a string. Let's do, what else? Description, why not? Description. Okay, we have that. Okay, and I need an array, so let's do mechanisms. Okay, mechanisms. Okay, we're here, and it's this and this and this. Let's copy. Okay, it's this, and of course I need one other thing, and this is a cover or image or anything you'd like. Okay, and let's just copy image address. Let's just check if this is correct. This is correct. Fine. And okay, this should be the URL to an image. Let's create another entry. Okay, what games do I like? I like many board games, but Call of Cthulhu? No, it's called Dunwich Horror. Dunwich Horror. Is this right one? Nope. But it'll do. Okay. Yeah, I like Call of Cthulhu world. Okay. Let's do this real quick. ID is 2 because we're incrementing. Title is this. Okay. Okay. Then we have players. It's plural. Players. Okay. It's 1 to 6. Okay. What else? What else? Age. Okay. 14. Yes, because it's scary. Then we have play time in minutes. Play time in minutes, and it's let's do the minimum. So let's do 45 again. Or let's do 9 just to differ. Designer, of course, and it's Philippe Loyer. Okay, we have this. What else? Description. Okay, description. Okay, then we have mechanisms. Okay, and it's cooperative play and deck building. Okay, so this and this and this and this. Okay, and then we should find something that is suitable for cover, and this will do. Click copy image address. Let me just check it. Yep, looking just fine. Okay, and cover. Whew. And there you go. Here's our JSON array describing some objects. In this case, these are board games that I've chosen, but as you can imagine, you can go to anywhere you like. Let's me just find band info, I don't know, Nirvana, something, Wikipedia or something. Yeah, and you have the origin, the genres, the years of activity, past members, some description, and you can find a peak right here. And you can build your JSON for bands or what else? Anything you like. If you're playing some games, like video games, you can build JSON about that. It really doesn't matter. The JSON is suitable to describing all kinds of objects, of data, like movies. Every single thing in internet nowadays is built and the data is exchanged using JSON. So you can imagine that it's suitable to describe any context, any style, any kind of data. Okay? So yeah, there you go. This is a short introduction to info, short introduction and info about JSON, and go ahead and just build yourself one. Bye.